On a Friday, your learning question will be about answering arithmetic style questions. And all of your questions today involve addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, or some sort of fraction. So we're going to have a go at different types. So we'll start with addition and we're going to do some column addition. So if we start over here, we've got 9 add 0 which equals 9. 1 add 2 which equals 3. 3 add 6 which equals 9. Popping our comma in for our thousands numbers. And then 3 add 2 equals 5. So nice and straightforward there, no carrying needed. This side is a little bit trickier. So 4 add 5 is 9. 8 add 3 is 11. So we write the 1 and then carry the other one over. 2 add 6 is 8 and add 1 more is 9. Popping in the comma and then 6 add 2 is 8. You must remember to add anything that you carry. Okay, so let's have a little look at some subtraction questions. So same again using column method. 1 take away 0 is 1. 9 take away 4 is 5. 3 take away 2 is 1. Pop in the comma. 6 take away 3 is 3 again. So nice and straightforward. Over here is when we might need to do some exchanging. So 2 take away 1 is 1. 8 take away 4 is 4. 3 take away 6. If I've got 3, I can't take 6 away, so I need to go next door. The 7 becomes a 6 and the 3 becomes 13. And now I'm doing 13 take away 6, which equals 7. And then 6 take away 2 is 4. We must remember that if the number on top is smaller, we can't do the calculation, so we need to go next door. Okay, multiplication then. Some questions are really simple using your times table knowledge. So 8 times 6 is, so counting up in our 8s or our 6s, 6, 12, 18, 24, 30, 36, 48. Or you might have some questions that look like this, where you've got a missing number in the calculation. So this time I need to count up in my 7s until I get to 84, and I know that that is 12. So nice straightforward ones using your times tables. Or some of the questions might be asking you to use short multiplication. And to do this, we always start with our ones. We're going to start by doing 6 times 5, which I know is 30. And when we do this, we write down our ones and we carry our 10s. And then we're going to go across using our rings to help us. So this time we're going to do 5 times 2, which equals 10. But then don't forget to add on these extra 3 down here. So 10 add 3 is 13. So 26 times 5 is 130. Okay, moving on to division then. So again, some questions will be a little bit simple using your times table knowledge. So 36 divided by 6. So we can count up in 6s until we get to 36. Which I know is 6, or we could count up in our 7s here until I get to 63, which I know is 9. So even though we've got a missing number here in our calculation, we can still use our times table to help us. Now some children, especially those in my set, will have done division using buzz stop method. So to do this, we need to count up in our 3s until we get to 6. 3, 6, which is 2. And then count up again in our 3s until we get to 9, 3, 6, 9, which is 3. Or a little bit more complicated now. So we're going to count up in 4s until I get to 9. Now I know 9 isn't in my 4 times tables, so I'm going to get as close to 9 as I can, but I can't go bigger than 9. So I'm going to count up in 4s, 4, 8. I can't go any higher because the next number is bigger than 9, so my 2 is going to go on top. And then I'm going to carry 1 over because I've got to 8 in my times tables, but I needed to be at 9. And then I'm going to count up in my 4s until I get to 12. 4, 8, 12. Okay. Now your final set of questions for today might be some fraction questions. If you are adding fractions, it's really, really simple. Your numerator is the digit that changes. So 4 6 add 1 6, 4 add 1 is 5, and the 6 stays the same. And the same when you are taking away. So 4 6 take away 3 6, 4 take away 3 is 1, and the 6 stays the same. Okay. Now some questions are asking you to find fractions of amount. So this is asking you what 1/3 of 12 is. And to do this, you're going to use your denominator and you're going to use that times table. So my 3 times tables until I get to the number 12. 3, 6, 9, 12. So my answer is 4. But then you also need to make sure you are looking at your numerator. Now this isn't asking for 1/3, this is asking for 2/3. So what I've got to do again, I'm going to use my 3 times tables to count up to 12. 3, 6, 9, 12. So each group, 1/3 equals 4. But I don't need 1/3, I need 2/3. So I'm going to times that by 2. So 4 times 2 is 8. Now every starter day is asking you to use your knowledge of the 4 operations and fractions in there as well. But I want to make sure that you try your very best. Some of it we haven't done for a while, so don't worry if you are finding it really, really tricky. But I'm also going to ask that you check your answers for silly mistakes. It's really easy to get 1 digit wrong, either 1 digit too high or 1 digit too small, but that will stop you from getting your mark. So please make sure that you check your answers carefully.